I'm catching up to you, Andy. The Drama Zone. Better watch that Drama Zone.
Andrew from the Drama Dome.
I went to school for 4 years for this shit.
So I have the Drama Dome.
Andrew, good God, you can't shut up long enough to listen to any fucking thing, can you?
I ain't jealous of the Drama Dome.
What's up, everybody? I ain't scared of the Drama Dome either. Jealous. Just rolling a joint, motherfuckers. What do you all got? What is everybody up? What's everybody up to? You guys all working hard, hardly working. So the early comers get the early preview of what this discussion's actually about. I'm going to spoil it at the beginning. This may go off the rails. I'm going to try to keep it somewhat civil. We do have some guests showing up here in the next few minutes. What's up, Glenn? This is not an open panel. Any panels that I host, on this one I'm co-hosting with Ace, but my panels are no longer open for the general public because I'm not dealing with porn bombs. I thought people that if I see you on the camera, you're somebody I know, and then you're going to come up and say, oh, I work, blah, blah, blah. I don't have time for this or whatever nonsense. And you think that that's funny. It's like, oh, yeah, man, no, I'm your friend and I'm cool. And then you're going to do some nonsense like that? Nope. So the point of this panel is a discussion that needs to be had. What it really comes down to is one second, I get a message. 1 second here. Sorry about the dead air there, guys. I had to send a message to one of the special guests. So, I've heard rumblings recently of some... Ace, you shouldn't need me to send you a link, right? I mean, I can. 1 second here. I don't know if you are ready and have access. Hey, you'll have to send my StreamYard links. Oh, yep, I can handle that. Un momento, madame. Let me find you. Where did you message me earlier? Down in here? Oh, this is going to be tricky. Were we in fixes? Yes, we were. Here we go. Let's get a message. There it is. It's being sent from my gaming account. As you know, I have more than one. There's your link. So, I'll just start it off with ruining the entire panel by telling you what the purpose of me to even do this panel is that if it's perfectly okay for a woman to have an abortion, which I'm still undecided, to be completely serious, but that doesn't mean we can't have a conversation about it. This whole thing about this has already been decided, blah, blah, blah. You do not get to shut down my side of the conversation by saying you don't want to have the conversation. That's not how this works. So my point is if it's okay for somebody to have an abortion, then it's okay for somebody to drink as much as they want while they're pregnant, to smoke as much as they want during their pregnancy, to do crack, or do anything the fuck they want while they're pregnant, because it's her body, her choice. So there should be never anybody ever who has a problem with somebody who drinks while they're pregnant if they're okay with abortion. And that's the premise of this panel. And I have a whole lot of videos and charts and a whole bunch of stuff we're going to go over if any of my guests show up. I mean, this is a pretty heated topic, right? I get it. Right? I get why some people might not want to talk about this. I will not be insulted. Anybody who wants, it's an exactly equal comparison, my two beagles. It's exactly the exact comparison. So rather than telling me that it's just not an equal comparison, what it's your job to do is present an argument contrary. I want you to tell me why it's not an equal comparison, because yes, it is. It's her body, her choice. Then you should have no say over what she does whatsoever. She's allowed to murder the baby. Then she's allowed to cause it some type of impairment for the rest of its life. We're going to get into it. Trust me. If this was on my channel right now, I'd be showing you guys some videos that would probably get me in trouble. But we're not going to do that over here because we're going to try not to get this channel in trouble, right? I just asked if she might want to do this on this channel, and she said yes. So here we are.
Hello.
Yes, to show up. Did you happen to catch what my point of why I wanted to do this panel? I'll be repeating it a lot of times.
Okay, then you'll have to repeat it because it's so jacked up right now. He gave me he's like, babe is sleeping. So I brought the laptop out here, but I'm like, I don't have the code. So I asked him and he gave it to me, but it's not the right one. And I'm like, if I punch it in too many times, it will block him out. So I was like, fuck it. I'll go on my phone, but I don't know how to get on the actual
you're
channel.
Fine. That's how we worked it out. Well, that's why I got 7 devices on my desk. Half a dozen screens, and I got this. So, I would like it to be explained to me how it's not an equal comparison, because this is my entire hypothesis of this panel, is that if it's okay for a woman to get an abortion, and trust me, I got videos. I spent since I messaged you, I sat here, I got all the videos together, charts, everything, right? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it on your channel. I'm actually going to do it somewhat good. So, but now I'm smoking weed, so fuck knows where that'll go. I wasn't smoking before this. If it's okay for a woman to have an abortion, then it's okay for her to drink while she's pregnant. It should be okay for her to do whatever she wants. She has no responsibility for that baby whatsoever or its well-being at all if she's allowed to get an abortion because it's inconvenient. Now, we're not talking about the intrauterine pregnancies where it's stuck in the fallopian tubes and stuff like that. That's a completely different scenario than what we're talking about here. We're talking about simply abortions just for, number one, for birth control, because it's inconvenient. And yes, even in the cases of incest and rape. Yep. Even then as well. Because if they can hear a baby's heartbeat under 8 weeks, but you can have an abortion up to 9 months, that's a very serious problem. I'm gonna show you guys some stuff here in a minute once we get a few more guests show up that said they were going to come. Because, so the whole point is that when I first heard about this, I thought, oh, they're just outlawing abortion completely. Right?
Right.
Then I came to realize that that's not what it is. And that I never truly understood what Roe versus Wade was until this came up. So apparently what Roe versus Wade actually was a ruling that stated that states could not impose restrictions on abortions before the first trimester, or in the first trimester.
Okay.
Right? So the overturn of Roe versus Wade, if it was to happen, is actually just giving the states back the ability to regulate such things. It is not outlawing abortion. That's what I thought too. But I looked into it a little bit further.
I had to look it up real briefly too earlier.
Okay, so what do you have to say?
Well, first of all,
we're not deep into this yet, so you don't gotta blow your
oh
wad
yeah,
yet.
please don't be deep into it. Because honestly, I vaguely remember the case, and when I honestly thought, I mean, obviously it was more in depth than I even thought, because I thought it was just, I thought that case was based on a lady was pregnant and she didn't want to have it, so she wanted an abortion, but her boyfriend or the father of the child didn't. I thought that's what it was.
Okay.
Am I not correct? Was that part of it?
That very well could be, but that's not what the ruling made happen. Is that the states couldn't regulate when you can have an abortion, right? So there are many videos that I could show on here, but I won't, right? And there's many cases if people want to go look it up. I have been looking at stuff like this since before I came to YouTube, and it really bothers me to even talk about this, but it's a conversation that I feel has to be had. And there are states out there, which I didn't know this either. Okay, like a lot of this is very, very new to me. I had no idea, right? Because I assumed, like you, the same thing, that this was about a specific thing. But it so now but that's not what it ended up being, the ruling. So now we're going to look at a fetal development chart here real quick before we go too deep into what's reality. So this is 3 weeks over here, where it's essentially just a multi-celled organism. This is 6 weeks, and with modern technology, somewhere between here and here, they can now detect a heartbeat, right? So some states want to have something called a heartbeat bill, where if the fetus has a heartbeat, you can't abort it, right? And that kind of makes sense to me. But what a lot of people out there don't realize is there are actually multiple states out there and multiple places where you are actually allowed to have an abortion here up to 9 months.
But isn't that only in extreme cases? Like
nope. There's actually been babies that have been born that survived the abortion, and they let them lay there and die and do not render them medical aid because they are classified as an aborted fetus.
What?
This is not a joke.
No, this is all new to me.
That's why I wanted to do this panel.
Wow.
Sorry if this hurts you.
Wow, that's crazy.
You and Steph are the only ladies that are willing to have this conversation with me. Maybe you won't like me again after this, but that's okay. If I save one baby, then everything that I did was okay, as far as I'm concerned. So now, so everybody can tell I'm Shiva's therapist. Now we're gonna look at the abortion laws by state. So in this state, which is Texas, up until 6 weeks. In all these yellow states, before fetal viability.
So that's before the heartbeat, right?
Nope. That means where the baby can't survive outside the mother's body.
Okay.
So as far as some doctors and things like that are concerned, that's up until 9 months. Yeah. And then other places like Alaska, I don't know what state that is. You guys would know better than I. Here, and here, there's no laws whatsoever. So they can just do whatever they want. Here in Florida, whatever this state is. I think North Carolina, but I can't be sure. This, which I think might be, fuck knows. And then this one over here, which I think is Rhode Island, but I can't be sure. Up until 26 weeks. Okay, but don't forget, 26 weeks is up here. But there was a heartbeat down here.
Oh. And
Okay.
it doesn't matter what reason.
No. Because it's a woman's right to choose. It's a woman's right to choose. So don't forget, everybody, we're not doing a show about abortion. We're talking about that if you have a problem with a woman drinking or smoking or doing any other thing while she's pregnant, then you also can't be all right with abortion. Because there's some people around that I've heard some rumors about fetal alcohol syndrome and shit like that. And I had to have a long, hard thought about it, especially with the new abortion thing with Roe versus Wade, all that kind of crap. And I'm like, okay. And I just thought of it the other day. I'm like, hold on. So then fetal alcohol syndrome is a good thing too, right? Because it's her body, her choice. We're going to watch a video here in a minute once some more people show up. So I hope that this doesn't depress you too much, man. I don't know you well enough to know if this is going to be okay.
No, it's
You're
okay.
kind of soft. You're kind of soft.
No, it's okay. I find it I think that's sad, and it's sad that I didn't even know that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
neither did I.
I mean, that's really never been something I looked into.
Well, see, there's this movie, and I can't remember what the name of it is. And listen, a year or two ago, I think it was last year, me and my husband were laying in bed, and I'm playing my Star Trek game. And he thought he would be funny and took me and made me watch Precious. Okay?
Hey there.
So, hey, we're
Steph.
right into it. Just give me 1 second, and I'll reiterate everything that we've been up to. I'm just trying to. So, I had avoided watching Precious for all these years, because I can't watch that shit. It sends me into a depression. When he took me to see A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga and fucking whatever Matthew Broderick or whatever that fucking guy's name is,
not Matthew
Limitless.
Broderick.
What's his name?
What's his name?
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
When he hung himself, I'm sitting in this movie. I'm already not happy about being in this movie.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper, yeah. Then they show him hanging in the fucking those little square doors in your fucking roll up fucking garage door.
Yeah.
She gets out the fucking truck, looks, there's him swinging. You can see him in the fucking windows. Well, I fell into a depression for a good 6 to 10 months.
Really?
It fucked me up. Yeah, man, I had a lot of friends that died of suicide when I was young and stuff. And it fucking fucked me up. Fucked me up bad. And then he made me watch Precious. And I know Steph wasn't around, but Ace may have been. I went live the next day or later that day, and I lost my fucking mind.
Precious was fucked up.
That was some fucked up shit. So there's this
Yeah.
other movie that is about a woman. And listen, I watched her congressional testimony, right? I couldn't watch the movie that was based on her testimony because this is what it was about. And she explained that one time, this is during her congressional thing, testimony, she said that she had just worked, she was just an office person, right? But then something happened, and it was like a medical emergency almost, and she had to go in and assist with an abortion.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And when she did,
she worked for Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, all of a sudden, she saw that they were actually killing babies.
Yeah.
And now she's completely against it because she was tricked like everybody. So
she said she saw the fetus actually trying to dodge
Yes.
the instruments
No. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yes.
and try to get away from it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. So, just to quickly reiterate. So, Steph.
Yeah.
This is a fetal chart
Yeah.
for development, right?
Right.
Here is state by state that over here before fetal viability. So a doctor can just say 9 months,
Right.
right? Any of these yellow states, which is like a third of America. Then red, that's up to 22 weeks. These states here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 states have no legislation. So that's right up to 9 months.
Right.
And so forth. Everybody can see it. All right. But let's take a look at this again. So this is 6 weeks, right? And 20, 22, 24 to 26 or 9 months, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back to our chart. So this is 20 and 24 weeks, right? So how many weeks is that? 28 weeks. How many months? Yeah. How many months? That's
3, 4.
3.5 months.
Yeah.
So is it okay to kill a 3-month-old baby? Don't think so. So just so you understand why I'm having this panel is because it's not about abortion. This is one of the little tricks I like to pull. Because just like with the Joe Rogan thing and saying that he should have beat Buddy to death with his bare hands.
Right.
For raping his kid 100 times. That was not about that. It was about whether or not Joe Rogan should be canceled for saying that.
Right.
This is about the fact that if you're okay with abortion up to 24 weeks or even up to 8. Oh yeah, so don't forget this as well. Is there's another chart here. So this is the other chart that goes right down to the zygote, right?
Hi,
So-
Heber. Hi, Steve.
Somewhere between here and here, or maybe up to here, but right around here approximately, is now with modern technology when they can detect a heartbeat, a separate heartbeat, separate from the mother. So Ace is in shock. I don't think that maybe I should have done this on her channel. I'm feeling a little bit bad.
No, you're fine.
I will.
But let me tell you, you can start
Yes.
feeling a baby move about 4 months. So
Before that,
I've
12 weeks. 12, 16 weeks, yeah.
So any lady friends that would like to come on this panel, you have to message Steph or Ace if you know them, or me on Discord, or email me for a link up here. Otherwise, you're not coming up. Oh, and Bird. He's the only other lady up here right now.
Goodness.
So I don't like
Hi,
the
Bird.
heartbeat argument
What's good, yo?
bothers me. I don't go by that
Okay.
because it like at the moment of conception, there is
Okay.
a unique genetic code that's
I agree.
created for
Yep.
that person that will never be created ever again.
The spark of life.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't like heartbeat, whatever, but there's an individuality to that being that will never be duplicated again.
So that's the point of this show. It's not about abortion. My point is that if it's okay for a woman to have an abortion because it's her body, her choice, and this is where I'll start getting a little dark because I don't think anybody else is coming. Number one, if you're okay with abortion up to 8 weeks and above, which, as I was telling Ace earlier, that there have been instances of babies which were born that survived an abortion, but then were left to die and not rendered any medical aid because as far as all the medical professionals and everybody was concerned, that was just an aborted fetus. So it was actually a living being. So that's what's happening out there right now. They're literally killing babies and saying it's medically justified. So my point is, if you're okay with that, then it's okay for a woman to drink as much as she wants when she's pregnant It's okay for her to smoke. It's okay for her to smoke crack. It's okay for her to do whatever the fuck she wants because it's her body, her choice, and nobody has any right to say anything. So if there's ever a law proposed that, if you drink when you're, that they shouldn't even be allowed to tell people that in a bar, right? They shouldn't be able to tell a bartender, like if a bartender refuses to serve a pregnant woman, he should go to jail because it's her body, her choice.
Don't agree with it.
No. But I don't agree with her body, her choice.
So how do you feel if you feel like expressing it publicly? Otherwise, I can just sit here and rant and show you guys videos.
Well, I don't agree with her body, her choice, because I don't think that's the way
Why?
it is. Again, because there's an individual inside of her body that she's made the decision to carry. Whether
So you're going to make it the equivalent of your body, my choice.
What?
Your body, my choice, right? Like I can choose whether or not your body survives or not. That's what you're ultimately saying.
No, medical interventions, like if the baby's going to kill you, I think that's different.
Okay. So then ultimately you do believe that, her body, her choice.
I think she should be allowed to have a choice then.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just
So
your choice.
in survival mode, her body, her choice. But outside of that, you're saying that, it would be wrong for someone to choose to take someone else's body away.
Take someone else's life. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think and now because abortion is so readily available, I think people depend on it like birth control.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Instead of going back to the beginning, not getting put in that spot to begin with.
I'd like to see the stats. I'd like to see the stats on how many day after pills have been issued in America.
Right.
Too many. But also, what prompted this was the possible overturn of Roe versus Wade, which I was under the impression because of the video I'm about to show you, which is the beginning of a Steven Crowder video where he takes a whole bunch of clips of the politicians saying what the overturn of Roe versus Wade was going to be is the complete ban on all abortions. That is not what it is. It's to give the rights to the states to choose where they set their limits. So just like a lot of people, I believe everybody would agree that there should be some limitations and maybe not up to 9 months, right? So if you had if you had a Supreme Court decision that said that states can't regulate when an abortion is had, that's what Roe versus Wade was. It stated that the states could not do so. That's what the overturn of Roe versus Wade is.
Right. And you know what they're using? They're going back and seeing when cases have been brought to the court regarding a woman that's pregnant and the father dies.
Yes.
And there's an estate.
Yes.
Does the fetus have rights to the estate? And in all these cases, they've always landed on the side that the fetus has rights to the estate. So if it has rights in the belly for money and for the estate, then it's got the rights not to be. Yeah. And that's how they're
please explain
Roe versus Wade.
Because I never heard that.
Well, there's case studies and case law that goes back where that's how they've cited that the fetus has rights to the estate, to the money.
I would agree.
Cases.
Yeah.
Right. And so if it's got the rights to money in an estate, then it's got the rights to survive.
Right. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that's because that's not what this panel's about.
Well, that's what the Roe versus
But
Wade
that's
is
a very good addendum. I did not know that makes even more sense to me now. Right. So I don't know how nobody brought that up in the 80 videos I watched about this, but I can't listen. I can't. I don't know everything. That's why I rely on everybody else to try to, like, input information. That's why if I was up here by myself, that wouldn't happen, right? So this is the government trying to lie to you about what this would be. If it's going to play, I thought I fixed this.
And that surprises you, or I mean, does that surprise anybody, or?
No, but I'm trying to educate. I'm trying to educate, bro. Hold on. How come that's fucked up? It's probably sat because it sat there for forever.
YouTube's been doing that all day.
Oh,
And
yeah?
Yeah.
Tim Straight, I believe, at conception, but that's what I believe. It's like, when does life begin? At birth, at conception, somewhere in between. I say at conception. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I think that's what most people believe. That's what I believe, that most people believe that. And that, let me see if I'll see.
Life starts with a no face.
Wait, Amber, who rid themselves of responsibility that led to this live?
Nobody.
Is this something that we're not allowed to talk about?
I've never had an abortion.
Hurting people's feels?
Oh, Amber.
I'll be honest, man. I can think of a few people that I know that I wish would have been aborted.
You would.
Yes, well, I can understand that sentiment, but shouldn't we give them the opportunity first?
I mean, can we have like a written in option to where we can fucking abort them fucking 10 years after the fact?
That's murder.
I mean, like I said, if there's if you can have a survived baby from an abortion that's not rendered medical aid because it's considered aborted, and just let it lay there and die, then I guess, yeah, why not?
So you're saying that it would be absolutely atrocious for me to even consider, killing a child of any sort, right? If like you say that you could do it 10 years later, then obviously that would be murder at that point, I would assume. So if you think about it, like, what's the difference between that and fucking 9 months when the fucking baby's completely fucking developed into a human, pretty much just ready to exit?
Yep.
Right.
Nothing.
Oh, come on, man. I thought I was going to have somebody up here that was contrary to my opinion. Shit.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm not down with the fucking murder of fucking innocents.
No.
Well, this is going all to hell.
Have you seen these women on TikTok?
Which ones?
The ones that are like, they hold up a pregnancy test.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, what am I going to do?
I joined their organization. I found it was a way to get a date.
Great. But then they throw the pregnancy test behind them, pull out a bottle of wine, and start laughing and say, I made the appointment yesterday.
Well,
you always want to pick up a date outside the abortion clinic. Those chicks put out.
True.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just
How
joking.
come it's only when I do full
I'm just in dick mode.
9 months is too far.
But it's not.
Well, but what's the qualifier that makes it too far? What's the difference between 1 day, 1 week, and 9 months?
I don't know. We're going to have to play this not full screen. I still haven't been able to figure out why it freezes when it's full screen.
And murdering children because of your bad decision-making, people.
Right.
Well, listen. I could have a baby. I don't know. But it would have been a long time ago. And then the woman wouldn't have told me about it. So then that's not my problem. I can't do nothing if I don't even know. Right? But a couple weeks ago, we played a video that kind of people didn't like. I ran into it randomly and I fucking threw it out there. And it was a guy outside of an abortion clinic screaming to his girlfriend and or wife, please don't do this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right? So another scenario popped into my head here very recently since I've been thinking about this. And how many women, how many men out there right now just right at this very minute, of the almost 400 million people in North America, how many dudes have been in a situation with a woman and are currently in a situation with a woman where they would use that to control them? Like, well, they separate from them, and it's like, this is your baby. And it's like, well, if you don't give me money, I'll just abort the baby. If you don't do this, I'll just abort the baby. And just fuck his head right up just with that. And that would be okay, right? And technically wouldn't be illegal, right? She's just asking for money to take care of the baby that she's threatening to kill. You telling me you don't know motherfuckers that are crazy enough to do something like that? Because I think I do. And some of them are here on YouTube.
I think that some of the women out there fucking in this world already do that to men all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
Overturns Roe v. Wade. It will be a direct assault on freedom.
69% of Americans say they do not want the court to overturn Roe v.
Yes.
Wade.
If this is issued over 20 states, there's a trigger.
How the fuck are the people that raped America of all their freedoms going to talk about American freedom?
Right.
This decision.
The Republicans have been working toward this day for decades.
Women will die.
All right, Pocahontas.
Ooh, I saw a meme on I can't remember. It was on some kind of YouTube channel, but it was just like on their thing that shows up, just like a picture that they showed with a post. I guess it's their community page. I don't know. I don't know how all that works. That said, if you don't like abortion, then you don't have to get an abortion. And then there's a guy with a picture below it with a caption that goes, "Okay, now do guns."
Oh God.
Right?
What are the next things that are going to be attacked?
I'm killing her. I'm killing the baby.
Okay, that seems bad. That could be because most Americans don't.
So, those are the people that are on the other side, up there with a whole bunch of dolls saying, "I'm killing the babies," and screaming.
Yeah, that's called crazy.
Yeah.
Know anybody
Oh,
around
Ray,
here
that's
like that?
terrible.
Just asking.
Fucking hilarious.
I really thought I was going to have somebody up here. Hi, Bones.
Hi, Bones. Hi,
I mean, do
Ziggy.
you want me to switch it up for you? I could try to sound like Rada and start telling you that Epstein's not a pedo.
Oh, fuck. Can we not do that today? I can't. My brain can't take it, bro.
No, fair enough.
My brain can't take it. Can't.
Happy to help, bro. Happy to help.
I was hoping Andrew would be up here. Could be like, yeah, kill all the babies.
Oh my God.
I mean, honestly, that'd be a better dissenting opinion for sure.
It would really trigger me. But
man.
So now,
holy fuck.
It's a hard topic to talk about. I've been trying to do it for over 2 years now. And this is the best attempt I've done, only because I'm trying to make people realize what's going on.
All right. I'm going to give you dissenting opinions. Here we go. Now, had Shiva's mom just aborted him, it would have saved the world so much turmoil and a ton of taxpayer money, because they wouldn't have had to throw him in prison for punching that old lady in the face and then stealing her purse or whatever. You know what I mean? So if you look at it, maybe abortion's not such a bad thing.
So you're saying if you were able to get a glimpse into the future of your kid,
yeah, we should minority report everybody.
Then you could make your decision on whether or not.
We should hire oracles to look into the future existence of people before they're conceived and decide whether or not they should live or die.
Well, Minority Report didn't end well, did it?
I mean, it was flawed.
Of course
but,
it did. Come on, Tom Cruise saved everything. Everything was fine at the end.
The only thing he didn't save was Cher from fucking Sunny.
He's better than Van Damme and Time Cop, man.
That is true. That is true.
Sorted all that shit right out.
Dude, Van Damme wasn't shit outside of Bloodsport, dude. I'm sorry.
Did you ever see him when he was on the two? I played it. Remember the two tractor trailers?
Dude,
And they were
worst actor
self-driven.
ever.
They were
Worst
self-driven, and he
actor
did the
ever,
splits
dude.
on the two of them, and they drove down the road, and he did the splits the whole way.
Oh man.
Yes, I used to be able to do the splits. Now my fucking hip is fucked up. Now that I'm old, so I don't know who this person is that I'm sending a link to. So we'll see how this goes.
You're just sending a link to a random person?
Well, you
Well, they
have
emailed.
That can't go well.
Side chat.
Well, I'll be
You have to
careful.
put a banner up.
Yeah, I will. I'll try to
Hey,
be
I bet you guys
careful.
have better luck finding the side chat than STI has finding page B sidewalls.
Nude Guru says, question for the panel. And I'm personally indecisive on this topic as a whole. Is there any situations where abortion would be the moral and right thing to do?
Only if it's to absolutely save the mother's life, in my opinion, because listen, I understand all the other stuff. I thought about it long and hard for a very long time. But in the video I'm about to show you guys, people are talking about like, well, what if she is 18 and that's just going to be an inconvenience? And I'm just like,
No.
oh my God. Okay. Let's here, rape, incest, blah, 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 blah. I hear all these different complaints, right? And I'm not making light of these crimes that have been committed against them, but the child didn't commit the crime.
Correct.
Right? So my point on that is that
yeah, Big Skunk.
Sorry?
I was talking to your side chat. Go ahead.
Yes. Is that I forget what I was gonna say. See, I shouldn't get high when I come in here.
I mean, why instead of like supporting abortion and then not just endorsing it, but advertising for abortion, why not just like advertise for more butt sex? You know what I mean? Less people get pregnant.
Well, why do they have to advertise for it at all? And then they're very selective at where they choose to put Planned
If you want to cut,
yeah, it
if you want
happens
to cut
to
down
be
on
in black neighborhoods.
And
if you want to cut down on like premarital fucking pregnancy and stuff like that, or not even premarital, but you know, being young and pregnant, you know what I mean? Like more anal sex. That's probably the way to go.
It worked for me.
Oh, and the thing is it's not gender specific, right? Everybody has an asshole, right? So it doesn't matter what you're into; it'll work for everybody.
Yeah, but at 8 weeks, there's fingers, there's fingernails. I can't.
And then there's a 10th man colonoscopy.
I've given many.
See what I'm saying?
Many.
Nobody gets pregnant, right? Like that's the way that works.
Mm-hmm.
See, there you go, ladies.
Well,
there's your solution.
There could have been one lady that got pregnant one time, but listen, I asked people that knew her. I had no way to contact her, so I have no
Jessica,
idea.
lighten up. It's all right. Whole sex. Whole butt sex. I mean, yeah, it is being used as birth control now in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
The morning after pill and abortion, both.
So my point is that an inconvenience is not does not give you the right, because yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. It's really bad though.
You know what they called birth control back in my day?
Not coming inside of her?
Abstinence.
Yeah, that too.
Right.
But listen, if it has to be, if you're always gonna bring these rape and incest thing in, then put it specifically in the law. Okay.
Diane, that is true though.
If you got incest raped, then you can have an abortion, but the other person has to get charged with the crime.
And it has to be reviewed by a
else.
panel of people or something. You know what I mean?
What?
For
And
to
Diane,
murder somebody.
Everybody
that is
should be up
true,
in your
but you
business.
also have to take
Shut
into
the-
consideration like where we were in medical science at that time.
Yep, I think you should be shamed too, no matter what the
Exactly.
situation. Your shit should be all pushed in the newspaper, front page. Hey, everybody, this person got an abortion. You know what I mean? It should be
I
brutal.
had a friend, all right, about 20 something years ago, and we were very close and we shared a lot. And that happened to him where they were even still friends after it. But his girlfriend at the time, right before I met them, had an abortion, and it destroyed him from the inside. And then he met another girl and had like 5 or 6 kids, right? And you know, like whenever he talked about it, it really, really bothered him.
I had a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend who got pregnant and she got an abortion and it destroyed her. And then 3 months later, she got pregnant and kept it. And she thinks about it all the time. She'll never know that child.
See, should have been like Sheila, got a dog.
There will always be one before that she'll never get to know. And she hates it. I tried to talk her out of it, but she was on her own. And and look, the feminism wave has a lot to do with it. It just does.
What is the feminism wave?
Where they, I have the right to do this. My body, my choice. That's all part of it. And she pushed that hard. She told herself that over and over and over and over and over again.
Yep. And I've known people. Yep. And then, listen. And I said, I don't know if I should say this live. Okay. How come I'm supposed to be sad when somebody has a miscarriage, but be okay with it if they have an abortion?
Well, you gotta be careful because you don't want to tread on women's rights.
Well, because one's a choice, one's not.
I believe that women should have like equal and maybe even greater pay than men in fields that they're like qualified in, like, secretarial work or washing dishes, things like that.
Yeah, and if they want to go do what Bones did, I did send you a link, I believe. Sorry, what was I saying? Fuck, man. Fucking people. Stop harassing me. Motherfuck. I fucking got off work and then hung out and tried to do a few things around here. And then I was sitting in my sun porch playing my video game, watching a video, some kind of cop watch or whatever thing I was watching. And my husband comes out and goes, I thought you were going to run an HDMI cable into the bedroom so that we could watch a movie. And I'm like, oh my fucking Jesus Christ. When are you going to start saying, hey, I took care of that stuff? Those things? Like how the other day I said you should cut the lawn in front of the house. Well, you know what? You should put something other than flip-flops on and go cut the lawn, ma'am. I'm trying to infer that my husband's a lady. Just FYI. So then Steven Crowder ran into Steph. She was in disguise.
Nice to meet you, Paul. That's a pretty name.
Me?
Foreign at everyone.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my gosh.
So, Bella, are you familiar with it? You've been following the Roe v. Wade?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me ask you the first question. What do you think about the fact that it was leaked?
Well, I think that in itself is very scary because of privacy leak,
Yeah.
and I just don't understand how something like that could have happened.
Right.
If that makes sense.
It is pretty scary.
So I would assume that this lady is around 18, 19. And this is why I say anybody who's under 18, I would never, even if I wasn't married, have any type of sexual interaction with, even if they're legal age in the place where I am. Because this girl literally is still practicing speech, right? Like she.
Oh, I just read the chat. Hey, Trump said, guess what, buddy? The only reason that you're blocked on my channel is because Joe Cool said he didn't like you.
Yeah, well, I thought they were hanging out. She was in Joe's car.
I know.
I've got it on my stream.
It's funny. One day they're cool, and the next day Joe's like, I hate that dude. He's a fucking piece of shit. And I'm like, wow.
You mean just exactly like I said?
Well, obviously, yeah.
Fuck.
He's always bitching
they're
about
great
losing
guys.
his right to the chat. Who has the right to the chat?
I don't know, but I thought it was funny that Joe Cool called Trump said a poser.
He is. He's boring.
Ace,
you ever have a conversation with him?
Okay.
Well, I don't even have a wrench in here. I don't think so. I can't take care of that. So let's
He has a
listen to what was her name? Bella. We're going to listen to Bella explain what your rights are.
Oh, great.
I mean, yeah, the court is sort of supposed to be immune from that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your opinion on assuming that it's all correct, and it's been mostly confirmed, the overturning of Roe v. Wade?
I mean, to answer your question just very simply, I just don't understand the whole debate. Whereas, like women should just be able to govern their own bodies.
Okay.
You know?
Well, that's a different conversation, right? It's like where life begins, if it's your body or not.
Right.
But before we get to that, we can talk about that if you'd like to. But I'd like to sort of talk, because a lot of people don't really know what overturning Roe v. Wade means. Yeah. And that's by design from the media. They've obfuscated, made it complicated. What is your impression of what happens if Roe v. Wade is overturned?
Well, from what I've understood, isn't it correct that the whole thing is about, like, the document was leaked and it had a decision regarding how women's bodies should be governed? Isn't that correct?
No, so basically just, Roe v. Wade, I don't know, let's go back to kind of Roe v. Wade, what happened. Roe v. Wade, there's no constitutional right to an abortion. Right. It was sort of predicated on the 14th Amendment, the Due Process Clause, which they interpreted as a right to privacy, and so women with their doctor. And all Roe v. Wade really, what it did was it said that states could not place any restrictions on pregnancies or on abortions in the first trimester. All that happens is if it gets overturned, is that changes where it goes on a state-by-state basis. So California can make their own law, Texas can make their own law. So if you want to have abortion all the way up until third trimester, 8 months like some states, 9 months like some states, they can do it. And a place like Texas would legally be allowed to have like a heartbeat though.
Right. Yeah, I think it is difficult to determine all of that, but at the same time, I mean, I just think that.
But going back to the states,
like, I think it's odd if we're leaving the choice up to states to make that decision. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like holistically, it should just be legal.
Okay. Well, what I'm just saying is, it's not illegal federally.
Right.
And states can place restrictions if they want.
Right.
So I mean, there are a lot of things, right, the way states do, from property taxes. I mean, the way you do your education, for example, if you do just public schools, some states have more agreements with charter schools. So this is just another example of going to states' rights. Is that? I guess the question is concerning, there were protests here and across the country that have gotten violent outside of Supreme Court justices' houses, which I think we agree on. The leak is a bad thing. The doxing is a bad thing.
Yeah, it's really.
Do we really think that the end result of overturning it is that extreme that it warrants that kind of reaction? It's not a ban on abortion.
Yeah, it's not a ban on abortion. I'm sorry if I sound redundant, but I think the whole premise, I think the whole thing is just silly when we're like talking about what women can and can't do with their bodies and their choices.
Yeah. Well, then that gets to it's not really agreed upon, right? Now, before I get to that conversation, we can have that conversation. I'll say I am pro-life. Just so you know, I think that Roe v. Wade is bad law. And there are a lot of, even Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, it really wasn't a good ruling because there's no constitutional right to an abortion. She said she thought that at some point it would probably be undone. So that's a separate issue, people protesting sort of the changing of the law. On the issue of what women do with their own bodies, and this is why it goes to states, can you at least understand, because I can understand why you would say that. I can understand the argument. Can you understand why someone else, and particularly states and their legislatures, might say, okay, but when there's another heartbeat, it's not your own body. When there's another pair of eyes, fingers, toes, it's not your own body, and they have the right, as they do in other issues, to determine what limitations are. Can you understand why people think it's very different from any other issue, and that they don't believe it's your body when there's another body?
I understand that perspective.
Louder with Crowder.
At that point, when you start to have a heartbeat at a certain period of time, it does become another person involved.
Hey, look, Connie, it's the guy that you could never get to appear on your channel.
I think I do agree with the fact that there should be at least
That'd
some
be
kind
funny.
of cutoff point.
He would troll
the
Connie.
whole thing with like.
What do you think that cutoff should be?
I mean,
I'd love to
I
have
think
a
him and Connie would
conversation
get
with
along.
Stephen Crowder.
I think him and Connie would get along great.
You have a long time.
I disagree with some of his ideals. I do. But I can still respect the man. Oh, we lost Bird. You know how it works with Bird.
Decide whether or not this was going to be the choice for you.
Right.
So I can't give you an exact number, but I feel like at least before the fetus is fully, or at least partially fully formed, I feel like that would be a reasonable.
That'd be reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is what most states will be doing.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, and this is just, hey, Lane, can I grab this from you? Just, because this is also, I think this might help with Americans. Because a lot of people, so let me kind of give you an example, right? In Colorado, for example, or in Virginia, they can do abortions all the way up to here.
Yeah.
Texas says not after here, right? A heartbeat bill. About this area. Where do you think the cutoff should be?
Well,
and this shows you kind of where things have developed and what has developed.
I mean, it's a good question, but it's hard to say. I mean, it definitely shouldn't be anywhere over here.
Okay.
But I mean, I would say at least like over here, probably.
Okay.
I would imagine.
So that still includes the first trimester.
Yeah.
Which Roe v. Wade said you couldn't place restrictions right there at week 11 and 12.
Yeah.
And that's what was that's what was brought to the Supreme Court, because there were regulations that were created in this range, and it was technically illegal for the states to do that.
Well, it's hard to say it. It's an odd perspective, but I just think that women should just be able to decide for themselves.
But should they be able to decide for themselves here? And this is the thing, because the question is, Roe v. Wade, I think, is bad law. But if someone is going to say it's good law, then it is incumbent upon them to say when is okay and when's not. And it seems like you believe there should be some limitations.
Well, think about it this way. Think about women who do make the choice to have an abortion. They're already, depending on their perspective, but they're already going to be dealing with psychological repercussions.
From the abortion?
Yeah, that's very common.
Yeah, there's a lot of trauma.
I feel like regardless at what state of development the baby is in.
And this is where I draw a parallel that's going to trigger everybody.
Oh,
I don't see a whole lot of difference between abortion and changing a person's sex before they've even hit puberty, or like when they're like 12 and changing their sex. Why are we fucking with kids constantly? Why do we think that kids are little playthings that we can fuck?
Hold on. Okay, so now you did.
And do whatever the fuck they whatever
you triggered me. So you're going to compare murdering a child to mutilating one. When both are very sick and egregious, but
right.
I would say that one's definitely fucking permanent, and the other one, can.
So is changing their sex, Bird.
Is it really?
Of course it is. After they chop your dick off and feed you hormones during puberty, you think you're just going to be able to pop back from that?
I mean, I thought that's what they made plastic surgeons for.
No.
Yeah,
what? What are they going to reattach it because you changed your mind 4 years later?
I mean, I don't know. Didn't they fix the Lorena Bobbitt dude?
No.
Yeah, but that was because she chopped his dick off and tossed it out the window of her driving car. They turned around and scooped it up like 40 minutes later. And sewed it back on.
Lucky
These are permanent things that we are doing to children now on a regular basis. As if they are just
what about the dude
property.
that ate the sausage or the dick sausage or whatever?
Oh, that's horrible. Let's not talk about that. But I understand it's going to take everybody 2 years to catch up.
All right, I see the equivalent that you're drawing, but I mean, damn, dude.
Why are we using children in this way to kill and use for medicine? Can we say the same thing about just because they're innocent?
Can we say the same thing about mandatory vaccinations?
No, we can't.
They put some of the fetus viable parts in cosmetics.
Yes. I believe that.
What?
Yeah.
Now, what I really was disgusted by, so I researched a little bit for one of your shows, 10th Man. We never actually got to talk about it, but what I discovered is that they have many of Planned Parenthoods positioned directly outside of college institutions that ultimately promote abortion on the college campus. And then those Planned Parenthoods have contracts with researchers or scientists to take that fetal matter and to turn it into things for, things like what are those stem cell fucking shots and shit like that. So it's absolutely insane what they're doing with the remains of these dead children. Like, it's pretty fucking sick and disgusting, but it seems like this little like circle of fucking criminality when you really look at it, right? Because the college is fucking pushing them in, and then from there they're fucking making a profit off of the shit that they're pushing out. It's all bad, dude.
It is.
Yep.
And then the funding behind the advertising that pushes people into getting them as easily as they do.
Well, what's even crazier
comes from the same companies that are profiting.
A lot of it's going directly to the CDC. That's the fucked up part about it. Like, a lot of the fucking fetal matter was going straight to the Center of Disease Control, which is also attached to campuses like the one that I got fucking booted off of.
Right.
So since it's just the four of us, we've been able to get through things really quickly. So now we're ending the show with this. We'll have a little discussion about this just because I think that this goes right along with the whole thing. So the name of this video is Bullied Man Confronts Alleged Childhood Bully 35 years later. So this is what goes down at like his city council or whatever the fuck. And then I'm going to show you what happened after this. And all I'm saying is this is the epitome of grandchildren's grandchildren. Is why do you think you get to do horrible shit and then just go, oh, that happened a long time ago? You need to just get over it.
Unbelievably bullied. I started out and I had teachers that bullied me. I had kids that bullied me. Even the coaches. I had nobody to turn to. One day at lunch, I had my head shoved in the urinal where it busted my lip. I had laid on the ground in a fetal position as the kids kicked me. I got up, I rinsed my face off, I walked out of the lunchroom, walked straight to the principal's office, and he told me, these kids will grow up someday. They won't always be like this. But yet, here I am, covered in urine from laying on the ground underneath the urinal. My lip was busted, and they sent me home. Well, I went home, and I got the 45 out of my father's drawer and put it in my mouth. Because at this point, I had nobody in the school system to help me. Is that the way this is going to be? Lance, you were the one that shoved my head in the urinal.
Oh shit!
Hey, can we quit doxing? Can we quit doxing Rada here, please?
What?
Like, we don't need to hear about his pain and turmoil through life. You know what I mean?
Well, this is why he is how he is.
Because I got witnesses that were there when it happened.
Oh shit! Look at dude's face. Way to go, Lance. Way to go.
These are our government representatives. Daddy's rich. They become the government.
You left him
And that's
covered
the
in
kind of shit
urine.
they did.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is going to be Rada's story as soon as he reviews the footage of him fucking running scared from Connie.
That was funny when I saw that the other day. And then this is, at least up to fairly recently, last thing I saw about it is this is how it ended.
2019, allowing our board time to secure the next superintendent. I will continue to work as hard as I have in the past until my exit date, at which time my focus will be again entirely on my family. I want to thank Board President Ban, Vice President Ms. Doyle, Secretary Mr. Griffin for their strong leadership and support. I also want to thank board members Ms. Fox, Mr. Mahalski, Mr. Scott, and Mr. Lacey for their patience with me and their unwavering commitment to the success of Katy ISD. I love Katy, but there is a vicious ugliness in the ruthless attacks that I and others have endured. My prayer is this community.
Grandchildren's grandchildren, motherfucker. Fuck around and find out. What the fuck do you people think you get to do? Dude, I've never done anything anywhere as close to as horrible as that. If I ever saw anything like that happening when I was growing up, I would have put a stop to it. That's disgusting and wrong. And now you're going to cry. Oh, people were mean to me. Oh, it's not so fun, right? It's not so fun.
Oh.
But it was funny then, right? Oh, I feel so bad for you.
All right, I'm going to say
bro.
something controversial now. That dude shouldn't have fucking shoved that 45 in his own mouth. He should have Columbine.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well, that's where I thought it was going. That's where I thought it. Whoa. That's where I thought it was going when I first saw this video. I'm like, oh my god. So then this guy whines for another minute. Do you want to hear him whine?
No.
No, he sounds pathetic.
Isn't it disgusting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Stop fucking with kids, you fucking creeps.
I'm catching up to you, Auntie. The drama zone. Better watch that drama zone.
Andrew from the Drama Dome.
I went to school for 4 years for this shit.
So I have the Drama Dome.
Have fun,
Andrew. God, you can't shut up long enough to listen to any fucking thing, can you?
I ain't jealous of the Drama Dome.
Should have made Ace listen